Could Scalar 3 be the songwriter's new best friend? Let's take a look and find out. Welcome to Sounds from the Shed. Okay, I'm a songwriter, and like all songwriters, there are times when I hit a roadblock. I've used all the chords that I normally use, I've tried a few other things, and I just can't work out what to do next. Well, I think Scalar 3 is a bit of a game changer. The ease with which you can try out new chords, it suggests loads of things. You can try new voicings of chords, that's different combinations of the notes within it in a different order, which leads you to new emotions and ideas. It's fantastic. I'm one of those people who doesn't like spending ages reading a manual. I want to open up a plugin and for it just to be pretty obvious from the get-go. I want some easy, quick wins. The great thing is that's exactly what this plugin is like. If you want more details, there's loads under the hood as well. But let's have a look at it without reading the manual and see what happens. Alright, as you open up Scalar 3, you'll be presented with 3 tabs along the top. Now this is your opportunity to pick your key. You go down to section B, and the current scale obviously it starts off in C major. Now you can go wild at this point with various other keys, modes. Now it might be that you've got your key already for your song, and so you can pick that one, or you don't know what you're going to do, so start off in C. You can also pick down in section C, you can pick what instrument you want to play these chords as you listen back to them. It defaults to felt piano, which sounds super cool. Section A gives you a whole load of chord sets. Now just click on one of them. We've got common progressions to start with. The first one, 1, 4, 1, 5, that's just your chords of the scale, and you can pick various feels, as it were. So you've got coloured one here, and it sounds like this. All right, sounds great out the box, but you might be going, well, I don't know about that, so let's try the next one. Okay, we've got a C major with an added ninth there, F major, C major 7th, and G major. Now if you're liking that, all you need to do is highlight the whole lot, drag it down to section C, which is your main track, and there it is. But it might be that you don't particularly like one of the chords, so highlight whichever chord that is and you can delete it just like that, and then shove in another one. There are so many options in this section. You could spend ages just playing around with different chord combinations to see what works for you. All right, tab 2, we start off with the circle of fifths. Don't panic, you don't need to know loads of your music theory because it does it all for you. Basically, the circle of fifths are just the kind of relationships between the different chords, but it's all there on a little, it's almost like a web. So you've got a C, and you start off with your C major, and you've got all the chords that you can have. C major, C augmented, C sus2, C sus4, and so on. You're liking the sound of those, you can just drop it down to the bottom. Then you might go to the A minor, which is the relative minor, and again you've got all your different combinations right there. You can sound them out, see what you like, and if you don't like it, just delete it. Next, down there in our second tab, the second section of it, we've got modulation. Now if you're writing for Boyzone or something like that, you're going to want that dramatic moment where they step off the stools and everything gets exciting. Well, you want to modulate. You want to move from one key to another key. But to do that, you need to journey through some other chords. And it's got it all for you. We're starting in C here. Let's say we want to go to B minor. Well, it immediately gives you a pathway, and it gives you 2 options of that pathway. If you've got a slightly more crazy chord that you want to go to, like E minor, well, actually it's not that crazy a chord from C, but anyway, it gives you 24 options that you can sound out and see if you like. And if you do like them, highlight them and drop them down to your main track. Next, we've got Explore. Now this is fun. You can pick a genre, ambient, country, hip hop, etc., etc. Let's go for country. You can pick your mood, bright, neutral, dark. Let's go for dark. And we're in the A minor, because apparently A minor is dark. So we've got that. We can just audition it to start with. And down at the bottom in section C, it shows you the different different notes that are involved in that chord. And what it does is it shows you what are the most obvious next chords. Those are the ones that are in brighter colours. So in E minor 7th. This is fun. So I'm going to get rid of all of that to start with. And that B minor. Let's get rid of that. And let's pop in the A minor, and then the E minor, and then a G major. Let's see how it sounds. It's so easy to audition things, get rid of things, try something new. Next down, we've got colours. Now this is about the voicing of your chord. So it's about what combination of notes in what order, because each combination and different order sounds a bit different and gives you a different feel. It moves the music forwards in different ways. And so you simply click on this and you've got your choice of triads, sevenths, ninths, 11ths, etc., etc. You've got your different combinations of voicings. The beauty of this is you can compare and contrast. So at the top we might just have standard, which we have, just standard triads. But then we've got voicing 1, and with that we've got a C way down in the bass, an E, a G and a C, rather than your standard just C, E and G next to each other. So we can see how that feels. Finally in this section we've got sketch. Now sketch gives you the way the chords are going to be played. Again, you might not use this in your final track, but it gives you some ideas of what you could do. Now you'll see here that we've got a nice little bulb, and this is where they'll suggest something. Click on it, it gives you a whole progression. Now those are just straightforward pressed chords. If we click on this, we can go to articulations and we can get an arpeggio. It gives you a MIDI form, so it shows you the shape of what's going to be played. So let's just have an up and down. And we get this. And again, you might go, I really like that, but let's try something a little bit different. I'm going to click on the bulb again, and this time I'm going to try a different arpeggio. I'm going to go double down. Okay, pretty dull, but might work within a mix. And we can compare and contrast. Finally, third tab, we've got where the arrangement tab. Okay, so this is kind of bringing everything together that you've been working on in the first two tabs. It's bringing that sort of C section up to the main thing, and here you can fiddle around with your chords. You can easily drag a chord to a different bar. Once you're done with this, you can just highlight your chord progression and easily drag it and drop it into your main piece. I want to import the tempo, and we've got our very simple chord progression. And there you have it. That's scalar 3. As a songwriter, it is so easy to get into ruts of particular chord sequences that you use over and over again. I'm very excited about using Scalar 3 because it gives me the opportunity to try out a whole load of new things and to come up with stuff, or rather for it to come up with things that I wouldn't have come up with myself. To try them out, sometimes to ditch some things, but maybe to keep other things. I probably won't use it for my actual tracking, but more as a template of what I could be doing with the other live instruments or other MIDI instruments that I might use. But of course you could use it for recording as well. So there you have it, that's Scalar 3. Why don't you drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what your easy wins were.